Yeah. Good looking out, Dave. Yeah. Ha, it's Flav, you heard? It's Flav. Check it, I had to get what I earned. It's my turn. Welcome to the show. It's Trenton's Tavern. Yeah. Ha, that's how we doing it. Welcome to the show, y'all. Enjoy. Tavern Terra. We are back with another video. You heard me? We back in this quarantine. You heard? Stop playing with your boy. Welcome back to the show, y'all. Welcome back to the show. I'm sorry if there sounds like there's a fan. If y'all hear a fan sound, I got my ceiling fan on, and I have my house fan that I keep in my room. I got that on too, because it's hot and muggy outside. It's been raining all day, and it's getting hot and muggy in here. And I tried to do it without it, but I was sweating, and it just wasn't looking good for me. You know what I mean? Which means it wasn't gonna look good for y'all. So I had to put the fan on. Excuse me. Hopefully the music in the background drowns that out. If y'all can hear it, if not, so be it. You know what I mean? So in the meantime and in between time, y'all know how we get busy. It's Saturday. I'm feeling really good. We gonna set the mood, and y'all know this is the time that I say thank y'all to y'all. You know why? Because now I have I can't even light this with this fan on. Now at this very moment, Trenton Parks has 325 subscribers, B. I'm 25 away from 350. I was supposed to be at 350 in April. So I'm 25. I'm way ahead of my curve that I wanted to be at. April is gonna be here in like 2 days or so, but I'm happy because I'm way ahead of curve already. I may have 400 before March, April, May, before May gets here. I may have 400, which puts me on track, because I want to have at least 500 by the summertime, which is around like June or July. I want to have around my birthday, which is in July. I want to have at least 500. That's half the battle right there. Then I got to get another 500 that get me to my 1,000 point. And yeah, we in business. We've been in business, but we really gonna be in business. So I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support. Thank you for the word of mouth. Thank you for passing it around. Thank you for talking about it. I know my joints be mad long, so y'all don't like, my views ain't that high, but hey, my views will come later. That's why it's on YouTube, for y'all to go back and come back and go back and come back and watch them. They there forever now. It's the internet. So it is what it is, unless my page gets taken down or I stop doing this, which I don't plan on stopping doing this anytime soon. So thank you guys for all of the support, man. It's a little overwhelming for real, because it's happening so quick. Like, I didn't expect it to happen this quick. And it's happening. It's happening. I remember when I first started, and I was like, dang, how am I gonna get all of these subscribers that I want? But some way, somehow it's happening. So thank you guys very, very much for all the support and word of mouth and everything that you guys have been doing thus far. I really, really appreciate it. Y'all know I got my Trulies. Y'all know it's Saturday. I ain't got nothing to do. Y'all know I got my Trulies. So thank you guys. But moving on from that, I just want to shout out my man Uzia. Make sure you go check out him and his girl's page with the baby and all of that good stuff. But me and Uzia was talking about some ideas that we got coming up, and we have some stuff coming up, man. Speaking of things coming up, if y'all haven't realized, I have the bigger logos on my hoodies now. And soon as everything gets from under quarantine, I'm gonna start selling these hoodies, because I've had people. I have probably 20 people that want this merchandise, and I appreciate y'all, man. This is my clothing line. This is my second baby after my YouTube page, and yeah, I'm happy about it. Upstate, we in the building, baby. 315 Syracuse. That's what this is about. You know what I mean? I may do an episode on this to just explain this too as well. But anyways, yeah, I'm happy about that. That's getting off the ground. I'm in the process of getting an LLC for it, and I have to get I have to make a website for it. So y'all can just go to the website, y'all can order what y'all need, and y'all can get it shipped to y'all directly, and y'all don't need to talk to me about it. You know what I mean? So y'all can just go get them whenever y'all want, and however many y'all want, which is the good thing. You know what I mean? Once I figure all that out. But that's in the process. Uzia Got some other stuff coming out. I don't know if he wants me to talk about it yet, but he has a great idea that he's about to do, you know what I mean? And that's in the making too, while we all in this quarantine. Unfortunately, me and him still have to work. So we see each other every day, and I just had to give him a quick shout out because that's my man. We was talking some business. And again, I'll put their link in the description below so y'all can go subscribe to them as well if y'all already haven't. So getting right into it, man, this is going to be episode 26. This is going to be called Life or Death. And the reason that that we're going to call this Life or Death is because I was listening to some podcasts, and I was listening to the Breakfast Club podcast, and they asked a question about being quarantined, and I wanted to ask, and I wanted to go into detail and kind of give my opinion and say what I would do in the situation. So that's why this is going to be called Life or Death, because literally that's what it would be in this situation. So let's get right into it. This is episode 26. We're going to call this Life or Death, and this is going to be the topic of the day, baby. So let's get into it. So earlier this week when I was listening to the Breakfast Club, what they asked was, because Idris got it. Idris Elba has the coronavirus, and in the first video he made, his wife was sitting right next to him, right? Like she was like all up on him, like rubbing his shoulders and stuff, like just trying to comfort him. You know what I mean? Now he said he's fine and he's doing well and blah blah blah. And then maybe like a week later or two, she comes back and she's like, yeah, I got it too. You know what I mean? So they was asking, their question was, if your significant other had the coronavirus, would you want to be quarantined with them, or would you quarantine yourself away from them? If she was just if she had it and she was just my girlfriend, and I knew in my head that me and her wasn't gonna work out, or I had doubts about something, you know what I mean, like, or it was a rough patch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would want to be quarantined in the house with her. And the only reason I say that is because if me and her don't have the same goals as far as a relationship goes, you know what I mean? Like, and we on two different spectrums of the earth, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, but we just sticking together because we're used to each other. Yeah, I don't want to be in the house with her while she has to be quarantined, because I'm not willing to risk my life for her. I'm not going to be willing to, you know what I mean, like, get the coronavirus, possibly have it kill me, you know what I mean, or her, and I have to deal with that pain, you know what I mean, like, because I already in my head know, like, after this quarantine, we probably not going to be together anyways, you know what I mean. Actually, if that was the case with a chick, that quarantine, me being away, would probably be my way of breaking up with her. For real. I'll just be like, you know what I mean? Like, if we is on bad terms and I just knew, like, it was just all types of turmoil all the time, you know what I mean? Like, and we just argue, you know what I mean? And nothing was getting better, you know what I mean? And it was just nasty. It was just nasty. I wouldn't quarantine myself with her, you know what I mean? Because I don't see no future with shorty anyways. So that scenario one would be that. I mean, I wouldn't even have to think about it. I wouldn't even have to think about it, because I'm just like, I don't even know why I'm still here. I don't even know why I'm still messing with you. Now, if I was dating somebody, if I had a girlfriend and we grew to the point where I fell in love with her, I would absolutely quarantine myself with her. And the reason that I say that is because just as recently, once, like I keep talking about that fast that I did, but it was a life-changing experience for me. But once I did that fast and I was able to clear my mind, you know what I mean, and start thinking about things in certain situations, and you know what I mean, like, and start thinking about what actually being in love is, you know what I mean, like, I started looking at life a completely different way, because After I cleared my mind, I was able to go back and try to analyze certain situations, as you know what I mean, and be like, what did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong here? You know what I mean? What did not acknowledge in my girlfriend at this time? What could I have handled better at this time? You know what I mean? Like what got me to this point, to the point where I'm single and not in a relationship right now? You know what I mean? And I was thinking about all of that because the next time that I get in a relationship, I want all of the nonsense to be cut out. Matter of fact, I can almost 110% guarantee you that all the nonsense will be cut out. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about little stuff too on my behalf, and just not paying attention and just random stuff, because I'm not a cheater. You know what I mean? So that's not a problem for me. I'm not a cheating person. So cheating has never been a problem. It's been the smaller things. You know what I mean? Like just the small things that keep somebody around, the smaller things that make somebody want to love you, the smaller things that make somebody fall in love with you, and being consistent with it. You know what I mean? Like, so those are the things that I went and thought about. You know what I mean? And I might have said this on my last podcast, or on the last show, but again, my thing is like, every time I think about being in love, I think about God sending his son to die on the cross. You know what I mean? Like, for his people, because he loved his children so much. You know what I mean? And that is the type of in love I want to be with. That's the type of in love I want to be with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of, I'm willing to, not sacrifice myself, but if you got the coronavirus, we gonna get it together and we gonna fight through it together. You know what I mean? Like, I would never ever leave your side. I would never ever, have you go through this by yourself. You know what I mean? Because being in love is like, it takes steps to get to being in love. And that's how I see it. Two analogies that I came up with being in love is, one, it's like, if y'all ever watched the Avengers and stuff like that, like when they was trying to get the gauntlet, and what they had to do to get the different Infinity Stones is they had to go to different places, and they had to do like different tasks to get it from different people. And they had to get 5 of them. You had to get 5 of them to put in the gauntlet. But once you got the 5 and you put it in the gauntlet, after you closed your eyes and snapped your fingers, it was the end result was either really detrimental or it was really good. You know what I mean? Like, one of the two things. But everybody wasn't strong enough to hold it down. Everybody couldn't do it. The Hawk, I think he even tried to snap, and his arm almost like blew off or something. Like, somebody else had to, I think Iron Man did it. Iron Man had to do it, but he had to do it in his suit. And what's his name? Thanos did it first. He snapped and he made everybody disappear, which was detrimental to the world. You know what I mean? It was bad. But Thanos single-handedly went to everywhere to get all 5 of those. He had to destroy mad people. He had mad obstacles to go through. But in the end, all of them was fighting for that, and for all 5 Infinity Stones to put in the gauntlet. So when you snap your fingers, you know what I mean, something can happen at the end. And that's the way that I portray being in love or falling in love. You have to go through levels, you have to go through steps, you have to go through learning processes, you have to go through compromise, you got to go through mad stuff, so that when you get to the end, once you snap, it's like, all right, now I can begin to live my life because I have everything in order. You know what I mean? I got my family is in order. I got the woman of my dreams, you know what I mean? And let me tell you something, when you in love with somebody for real, it's not another woman. I don't care how bad these other chicks is. It's not a woman in the world, for men or whatever, your spouse. There's not another person in the world that can, come around and take your focus off of your wife or make you cheat on your wife when you're really, really in love. You know what I mean? Because I think about it again. I just go back to the Bible. It's like, after all of the stuff that we do, you know what I mean? After all of the sin that we commit, you know what I mean? Sometimes when we even know that we wrong, we still end up doing stuff. You know what I mean? And God still loves us. He still takes us back no matter what. You know what I mean? As long as you don't commit blasphemy, where you denounce him as being your father and your savior, You know what I mean? He almost accepts you for anything. Now, he does have a time limit. You know what I mean? His patience can run out with you, which you don't want to happen. You know what I mean? Because it's just as bad as being blasphemous. But other than that, he just continues to help us in times when we don't deserve it at all. And that's the type of love that that's the type of love that I'm gonna have towards my wife. That's the type of love that, you know, I'm gonna have towards my family and my kids. It's like, that's gonna be my main focus. I don't care what obstacles come. I'm gonna do what I have to do to take care of my family, protect my family, provide for my family, and that'll be the end result. So if that is the case, if I have a woman in my life that I admire that much, I'm willing to die for her. You know what I mean? Like in the not literal sense, but you know what I mean? Like I'm willing to get that virus with her, you know what I mean? And we gonna duke it out. You know what I mean? So in that case, my love being that strong for her, absolutely, without a doubt. Now, the third situation is me and her would have to have some type of conversation if children were involved. Because, you know, once kids are involved, everything changes. You know what I mean? So the thing is, it's either going to be, you know, and I would think that my wife would just be like, if I have it, without a doubt, it'll be probably the hardest thing I had to do, or one of the hardest things I had to do in my life. But if I had it, I would 100% go get a hotel room, or I would pay for them to go somewhere else, or have them go stay with family for 2 weeks until it was over with. You know what I mean? And I made sure 110% that there was no way that they can contact it or contract it. You know what I mean? Like, but if she had it, see, that puts another loop in it, because honestly, I mean, dads can do good, but kids need their moms. Kids need their moms, and depending on how old the children are, it's like that would be a huge obstacle, and that would be something that we would have to handle. I mean, we would have to talk about when that bridge came, but that would be probably the only way that I would take the kids and not be there with my wife. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, like, I probably would even, like, I don't know if I can take my kids and like drop them off at their grandparents' house or something. I just can't be away from, I know that I can't be away from I wouldn't be able to be away from my kids for that long. So I would probably just have to take the kids, and we would have to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I would just, you know, we would have to FaceTime, and I would have to call her and check on her every 5 minutes, you know what I mean, to make sure she's doing okay, and if she needed anything, you know. But that would be the only reason that if I was, when I get my wife, you know, the kids would be the only reason that would separate me from her, because I have to protect them. They are our legacy, you know what I mean? Like, and children, like the coronavirus, it attacks people. I mean, there's been a very few cases where people have died and they haven't had any pre-existing conditions and all of that, but it's rare. Most of the time it's attacking the elderly and like kids, like babies and stuff, where their immune systems aren't built up. But they say that kids' immune systems be dumb strong because they go to school and they got to deal with all types of other stuff, like, you know what I mean, in their preschools and school, high school, and all of that other stuff. They got to deal with all of that stuff on a daily. So their immune systems is kind of big. I mean, they're kind of strong. But in that case, you know what I mean, like I would take the kids, and if I had it, there wouldn't be a question. I would just have to, you know what I mean, like duke it out for the safety of my family and my kids. You know what I mean? So I guess that would be, for real, that would be those would be the only options, you know what I mean? Like as far as this quarantine, and if you would want to contract it or not. Because I didn't understand why she was so close to him. You know what I mean? I'm like, shouldn't she be somewhere else? But she was like, nah, like, and I'm talking about Idris's wife. She's like, nah, I wasn't gonna not be close to him. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't gonna not like have his back and stuff. And I'm like, well, she must got that love for him. You know what I mean? That must be a different type of love for you to want to, you know, take on a sickness where there's a possibility that you might not make it on the other side of this sickness. And that's what made me, that's what got me to thinking, like, what would I do in that situation? But again, I only came up with them scenarios because, like, I know how I know what my potential of love was. I know what my potential of love is beginning to, like, what it's building up to be. You know what I mean? With me thinking with a clearer head, and I know what it was back in the day when it was trash. You know what I mean? Like, what my version of love was garbage back in the day. It helped a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I had some type of good impact on anybody that I've ever been with or met in my life, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm cool with mostly everybody. But at the same time, it's like, would I have to come? Like, like the next relationship that I get in, it's gonna be something totally different, you know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be like, you know what I mean, is this a new person? But I guess when you have that, when your love connection is that good, and you looking at it from that type of stance of actually being in love and the true meaning of being in love, you know what I mean? I guess you'd be willing to die for that person. So I don't falter, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest real quick. I just wanted to talk about this. I told you I was going to try to keep these shorter because I don't want to sit here and talk for 50 minutes. I just don't. Yeah, that's going to be topic of the day. Y'all can like, share, and comment. Tell me what y'all would do, you know what I mean, in that situation. Because I'm actually curious to hear other people's, like, what would they do in that situation. I actually want to hear it. I heard some of the people that called in, you know what I mean, but I would want to hear some of, like, my closest friends and family and stuff. I would want to hear what they would do in that situation if it came down to their wife and if the kids was involved in all that other stuff, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, just comment down below and let me know what y'all would do. That's going to be topic of the day. I hope that was a nice little quick topic. And again, I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes or around 30 minutes. So if I'm speeding, that's why. Because I don't want to be sitting here talking for 50 minutes. Just going to move right along again. I have no sports to talk about. It's sick, man. It's very, very sick. And I thought I was the only person out here struggling from it. But my man Jason hit me up on he hit me up on Snapchat. And he was like, dude, he said it's getting so bad out here that I watched the 2001 World Series. He said, I don't even like baseball. So he had to watch that. And then my man Chris hit me up. My man Chris Vance hit me up. And he is like, yo, listen, it's nasty out here because I got my kids reenacting NBA Finals historical moments. Like, I got my children actually reacting this stuff out. And this is all the sports that I have. He like, it's getting nasty out. Not to mention, Jason is a Steelers fan. I'm a Ravens fan. So we sports enemies. But we all binding together now because we all got to feel the same pain, which is nasty. But free agency is going on. Not a lot of stuff happened. Tom Brady went to a new team. I'm really keeping up on the Patriots, but I see the other moves other people making. But ain't really no sports to talk about, so I'm not even going to talk about sports talk. So we're just going to move on to the next segment, and the next segment is going to be Cinema Sit Down. So with us being on quarantine, I have nothing else to do but to watch mad movies and mad TV when I'm not at work. On the weekends, I literally have nothing to do but either play the game or watch mad TV. So I've been watching mad TV. And I got a few things for y'all to watch. I have 5 movies, 5 shows, they shows and movies, whatever you want to call them. But the number one movie that I want y'all to go check out is Self-Made. It's inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, right? So I take that back because I said something last week about this and I thought it was her trying to get into the bank industry, but I was wrong. There's a movie coming out called The Banker with Samuel L. Jackson and some other stars in there. That movie is about a black guy trying to get into the banking system, but it wasn't this one. This one is about her selling hair products. She started selling, her hair fell out when she got married in her first marriage, and she was looking crazy. And then this lady came, I can't remember her name, but this lady came and helped her. She had some hair, it was another black lady. Well, she is light skinned. She was light skinned because what happened was her mom used to be a slave, and when her mom was a slave, one of her slave owners raped her, and she got pregnant, and she had the baby. She had the lady that helped CJ Walker, and she came out with some hair products. So she was high yellow, really pretty lady. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the reasons why she was so successful, because she was, back in the day, they loved high yellow. Back in the day, they loved high yellow women. You know what I mean? Like, and she was beautiful. So it was easier for her to go and talk to people and sell her products. So she helped her with her joint, and she wanted Octavia to wanted to help her sell her products because she was a living miracle at that the products worked. And she was like, nah, you can't sell my products because you ain't got to look for it. So she ended up like stealing and biting off of her ingredients, and she made an empire. Her daughter moved to New York and she opened up a salon there. She had mad schools, like mad salon schools, mad product going everywhere. Like, it's crazy because she started from the bottom literally and just became a millionaire before she passed away. But she had an empire by the time she passed away. But it's like, I want to say 2 or 3 episodes with like 2 or 3 chapters in each one of them. But it's a really good movie. I watched it. It's really good. So Self-Made is the first joint. I finally got to watch Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan. I think he directed that joint. And Brie Larson and Jamie Foxx. I finally got to watch Just Mercy. I don't know why it took me so long to watch Just Mercy, but I finally got to watch it. And I must say, it's a great watch. The movie is really, really good. It's inspired by a true story. You know what I mean? And Michael B. Jordan is playing a Harvard lawyer. He graduated from Harvard, and he's playing a lawyer, and it's back in the days, I want to say like in the 70s or something like that. And he moves down to Georgia to go pro bono and help some of the inmates, you know what I mean, that got death sentences and all of that other stuff. And Jamie Foxx is innocent, but they got him in there for life, you know what I mean? So he ended up, I'm not gonna tell y'all what happens, but Just Mercy is another good watch if y'all have time for that, which everybody has time. So go watch Just Mercy. The third joint is this Tiger King joint, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness, the Tiger King. Now this is the most hillbilliest, you know what I mean, country bumpkin white people stuff I've ever seen in my life. And these big cat people are crazy, son. Like, they're crazy. The one dude sings songs. He gay with like 2 husbands. One of the other dudes, which I didn't know, it's this dude that I follow on Instagram. He be down in Myrtle Beach with a attraction where you can go pet the animals and stuff. And he's his son. He be hanging with the monkeys and stuff. He's his son in it, which I didn't know. But his dad, Don, I think his name is, he got 3 wives, you know what I mean? And they like, he thinks of himself as like a god. So when he touches the girls or when he has sex with the girls, it's like he brings them up on his level. And the one chick, they think that she killed her millionaire husband that was raising cats way back in the 80s. They think she killed him and like cut him up and fed him to the lions or to the tigers and stuff. It's crazy, yo. When you want to talk about mayhem, this is the most, excuse me, do not get me wrong, I love white people, but these white people are crazy. These are not normal white people, yo. If you got time to watch this junk, it's like 6 episodes or 7 episodes, and they're like 45 minutes a piece. These people are sick. It's sick, yo. It's absolute madness, but y'all gotta watch it. It's actually a good watch, but I'm watching and I'm just like, yo, what am I watching? What am I watching? This is sicko. But that's a documentary. That's not a movie, that's a documentary. But it's like the #1 thing watched on Netflix right now. You know what I mean? So go watch it if you have time. If you're just bored, you know what I mean? The 4th joint that I'm watching is called The English Game. That's also a joint that have like, it's it's a show, and I think it's in its first season, but it's about the men in England that started soccer, which is now the most famous sport in the world. You know what I mean? American football is really only, like, we have fans outside of America, but American football is only really popular in America. Somewhat in Canada, you know what I mean? But soccer is the biggest sport in the world. Worldwide, everybody loves soccer. Like, it's the biggest sport. That's why Messi and Neymar and what's his name? Ronaldo. Like, that's why them cats is like the top 3 paid athletes of all time, because those soccer players, they get money because soccer is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Soccer is ridiculous, but it's a sports show, so I can watch something. You know what I mean? Like, and it's actually interesting how they started it, because it just started with like a leather ball. Like, it was just like a leather ball, and it was mad big. And they, like, seeing them come up with the rules and stuff, it's pretty interesting. So the English game is the 4th joint, and then the last joint that just came out today is called Uncorked. It's about a kid that I want to say they live in Memphis. Him and his family live in Memphis. His dad and his mom owns a barbecue restaurant, and they want him to, like, take on the ownership of the restaurant when it's said and done, when everything's said and done. But he is really into wine. He wants to become a what do you call them? Some sommelier or whatever they are. But he's really interested in wine. You know what I mean? And that got Niecy Nash in it, and I can't. The dad is a superstar too. I just can't remember his name, but it's a really good movie too. It's called Uncorked on Netflix. That just came out today. That just came out Saturday. So that's another good movie to watch. So if you guys have time to watch this stuff, like I said, which you don't have anything but time, go ahead and watch this stuff, yo. Self-Made, Just Mercy, the Tiger King documentary, The English Game, and Uncorked, right? So with that being said, y'all make sure y'all go watch them joints, and I'm move right on over to Music Loop, which I'm kind of happy about this week because a lot of good stuff came out. A lot of good stuff came out, and I have nothing but time but to delve into all of this music and just be bumping it. You know what I mean? So this is Music Loop. The #1 album I need y'all to go check out is my boy Party Next Door. Finally, he took forever to drop this album. I would say it's not his best album, but it's a good listen. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be wasting your time. And he has a song with Rihanna on it. It's the best song on there. You know what I mean? It's called Believe. You know what I mean? So go check out Party Next Door. It's called Party Mobile or Party Mobile, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Party Next Door's joint. And my man Joyner Lucas dropped his ADHD album, which I believe is his debut album. The crazy thing about it is we've been waiting for this album for like 7 years or 5 years or something. But the album is tough. It's a cool 13, 14 songs or something, but I didn't skip one, and I listened to it over again to make sure, like, did I skip, like, is there a skippable song? It's not a skippable track on the beat. I mean, on this album, I'm trying to tell you, this Joyner Lucas joint might be, so far, well, from everything that came out, this Joyner Lucas ADHD might be the best album of the year so far. I'm not even joking with you. Make sure y'all check that joint out. The next joint that came out is my man Vito For You. Vito the singer. I've been watching Vito since he was doing covers way on YouTube. So I support him in everything he does, because I watched him from when he didn't have nothing to when he came up. Usher signed him and all of this other stuff. You know what I mean? He resides in Atlanta right now, and he got a baby on his way. His wife is beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, he's good, man. And I watched him come up, so it's kind of different for me because I think I'm older than Vito, but I've been watching him since he was a kid on YouTube doing covers. And he didn't really, I mean, he was just an average American. Now he's doing really well in the music industry. So make sure y'all go check that out. That's Vito For You. And my man Tank snuck one out on me. You know what I mean? I knew he was gonna put one out. I just didn't know when. But he got a little, like, 7-song EP. It's called While You Wait. And Tank is my favorite R&B artist of all time. You know what I mean? I have other favorites, but he's like an OG, so I put him in a different category. Like Jay-Z and Nas and them, like they in different categories when I talk about rap. So I don't really put him with everybody else because he's been in the game for probably 20 plus years or so. But Tank is my favorite R&B artist. So he snuck an EP out on me. It's a good seven song listen. Yeah, it's got some joints on it, man. It's got some stuff that I can relate to. That's really why I F with Tank though, because most of the songs that he put out is like, it touched me too, because I'm just like, fam, that's how I be feeling. I just don't be knowing how to say that sometimes, you know what I mean? But yeah, my man Tank put that joint out, so make sure y'all check that joint out as well. It's called While You Wait. And I think that is it for Music Loop. That's cool. All right, so yeah, we gonna cheers it out. So like I said, y'all know what I'm on these Trulies. This is my favorite stuff now, you know what I mean? And I got the watermelon. I got the watermelon Ciroc, so I'm gonna pour some of this. I got some cranberry juice, watermelon and cranberry. Let me pour this juice in her. My juice sweating. It's hot. It's muggy in here. I don't like that, yo. I'm not spilling it. Pour that in there. All right, cool. All right, so thank you once again for tuning in, guys. Like I said, I got a special guest coming up for the next few shows, you know what I mean? So I'm excited about that because Red can talk and he has a lot to say, you know what I mean? But until the next time, I just want to thank you. You guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Continue to tell people, to tell people. Make sure you guys hit the bell too when you subscribe, because then when I upload my videos, it'll automatically come to your phone. And y'all won't have to be like, you ain't tell me, blah, blah, blah. But whatever, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So until the next time, Tavern Terror, thank y'all for tuning in again. This is episode 26, I want to say. I think I might be wrong. I don't remember, but this is episode, whatever episode it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all on the next go round. We out, baby.